landlords that basically inhibits the growth of more connectivity into the buildings? I mean, the right of entry fees in New York City are just obscene to get into the buildings. I mean, how do you get the landlords to walk away from right of entry fees that are substantial?
I think, if I may answer that.
Sure.
I think, Phil raised a very good point before. When you have a landlord that has a completely occupied building and he's very happy with the rents that he's receiving, then there's no need for him to potentially do anything, whether it be just a matter of having to do a matter of work or give away money or give up potential opportunity costs, etc. I think it comes back to supply and demand. When you get to a place where you have a property that's half empty, all of a sudden, Mr. Landlord starts asking questions. What do I need to do? And people start giving him advice. How can he compete with the other buildings that are renting space? And it goes back to basic Adam Smith logic of supply and demand drives a lot of these factors. The New York City real estate market right now, from a commercial standpoint, is incredibly strong. Leasing continues to improve. There's very little vacancy, and the trends appear that it's going to continue along that path. So, again, you go back to Mr. Landlord. Do I need this building? Do I need my building to have these 5 providers, 10 providers? Does this help me from a marketing standpoint? Well, if you're back to 2007, 2008, right after or 2009, a lot of them are going to jump a lot quicker to get their buildings competitive with others that they may not be. Whereas now, as they have their properties rented, they're potentially not reaching that far.
But what does it cost the landlord?
And that's the biggest thing, right? Is trying to educate them on that piece. It's nothing. It's the investment on the carrier's part at that point.
And if the financial markets are moving out or less, and the tech markets are moving in, they're going to want more than this company that we keep referring to as Sandy collapsing, right? I mean, they're in every building, right? But that means that there's only one other potential type 2. Whatever.
So I agree with you, and obviously agree with Michael's point as well. We were actually just having this conversation yesterday. The landlord owns the building at the end of the day, right? It's like you own your house or you own your apartment. If I'm going to come into your house and start making money off the people that live in your house, and you, the owner, isn't seeing anything, you might have a little bit of a problem with it. Yeah, I think we're on the same page. My commentary was to give a little bit of the landlord's thinking. Look, we try to sway them, obviously, to promote choice and give your tenants options. If you increase the amount of choice within the building, you're going to enhance the experience for your tenants. At the end of the day, you're going to enhance the value of the property because it's going to be more attractive, right? So communicating that to them isn't as easy. It's an old school type of environment and a lot of old school type of owners. But that's a lot of their thinking, and it's unfortunate. And we try to be, and Rob, we try to be ahead of the curve. And it's great, your building's 99% leased, but 6 months from now you might have 20% turnover or something like that. So be ahead of the curve before you wait for tenants to leave the building, and then you have to scramble and figure out what am I going to do to market.